Today we're talking AP World and we're talking the beginning of the Cold War. You know I'm a Cold War kid. So you have to understand the context, and really it starts at the end of World War II. The United States and the USSR got off on the wrong foot because after the death of FDR and Harry Truman came in, that's when the atomic bomb came to light that the United States had it. The Soviet Union found out about it. And it was like, why didn't you tell me? And frankly, Truman didn't even find out till he became president in April of 1945 anyway. But that started the mistrust. And so Stalin continued to want more of Eastern Europe. And he wanted it as a buffer. And so this started the negotiations that would eventually cause a lot of issues moving forward. Now, one of the things you have to remember is you got two superpowers, the US and the USSR, AKA Soviet Union. And when you have those two big superpowers who were basically unscathed to a large extent when it came to their economies, they were able to put a lot of money behind rebuilding Europe in their own spheres. And in essence, what the United States was able to do is they continued that manufacturing process throughout the 1940s and 50s, building a great economy. But this competition between the US and the USSR continued into other areas. The space race, that was another area. Again, technological boom. The arms race, how many nuclear weapons can each one of the guys have? I don't know. And this is why, as a Cold War kid, you know, I grew up trying to hide underneath my desk because there was going to be mutually assured destruction from the Soviets and the US. But another piece you want to keep in mind is the creation of the United Nations. And the United Nations was kind of this piece that was put in at the end that started to get some rules so a lot of these countries could start to talk together and work out things diplomatically. Sounds like a lot like the League of Nations, only the US, China, Soviet Union, Great Britain, and France had to be a part of it. Now, what if you were a country that didn't want to follow the communist ideas of the Soviet Union or the capitalistic ideals of the United States? Where did you go? You got your own group. And that is the non-alignment group. We're going to talk about more about those guys later. A great example of non-alignment is Indonesia and Egypt. Those are two countries that did not align themselves economically or militarily wise with either side. Nothing like leaving your options open. So this deep mistrust, the technological advances that cause these races in arms and space, the United Nations and decolonization, and the non-alignment group all set the stage for what is going to be the Cold War. Now you know your freaking history. Peace.